For the most part, the areas where we were pretty similar to Utah and to Sacramento, where I'm from. It was in the summers, it was really, really hot. In the winters, it didn't get super cold like Utah does, but it would get down in the 40s, 50s. It snowed the winter, our summer, before I got there. So I just missed that, and that was the first time it snowed there in 20 years. But so I mean, it wasn't too cold for me. The big difference for me was the humidity. Is that in the summers, yeah, it would be 100, 105, but it felt so different than what I was used to, because you didn't have to walk outside and you'd be sweating. It was just the humidity was something I had never imagined before and never felt before, and so that was quite the shock. Because even during the winter, then when it would rain, or especially during the summer, you'd get more of the summer rainstorms, and those summer rainstorms, it'd still be 80% humidity. So you'd be sweating like crazy, but you have to have your jacket or an umbrella or something just to keep you out from the rain. And I do remember there was one time where I had a companion and I that we were teaching this family that lived in an area that it took us probably about a 45-minute walk, and there weren't any buses that got us any closer. We had to take a bus just to get to where it would take us 45 minutes to walk. And it was an area that we'd go to pretty regularly though, for our area. And so we were getting ready to leave one day after lunch, and we looked outside. There were no rain clouds. We thought, we'll be good. So we left. We took the bus. We got out there, and we started walking. And we hadn't been walking for more than 5 minutes, maybe, then when it started to rain. And so again, we didn't bring our umbrellas. We didn't bring any jackets. We were wearing short sleeve shirts because it was hot outside. And all of a sudden, it starts to lightly rain. And we both kind of stopped. We're like, well, it shouldn't be too bad. Plus, we're already here. We might as well just keep walking. So we kept walking. We walked for another 10 minutes, and it just got worse and worse. And finally, it got to the point that like the streets were actually starting to flood because it was so bad. At that point, our clothes were completely drenched. We were dripping water. It wasn't being soaked into anything anymore. So we got ourselves under a tree, and we stopped and talked about it again and decided we really can't go to an investigator's house like this. And so we finally walked all the way back to the bus station, got a bus back to our apartment, got everything dried, cleaned up, left again with our jackets and umbrellas and everything. It was pouring the entire time till we got to the end of the bus station where we start walking again, and it all cleared up. And it was dry the whole rest of the time as we walked there with our giant jackets and our giant umbrellas. And so we ended up being 2 hours late for this appointment, and it ended up being great, but still, we were 2 hours late, having been completely drenched and everything unexpected, and it was, I guess you could say, bad preparation, but more just like really crazy weather.